Hey guys, Ivan here with the Old School Labs, and this is a photo of Nick Walker in board shorts. Even though he's not saying anything about man's physique and transferring to man's physique in this post, I found it funny and interesting because only a few hours before this post was made, there was a post of Blessing Awodibu that I mentioned in my previous video. If you guys watched it, it is Blessing Awodibu, taking a photo in board shorts and saying he might switch to man's physique because of his waist, because it looks so clean. So I guess let's have some fun and let's try to compare these two guys as man's physique competitors. How well would they do and which one of them is looking as a better prospect for man's physique? I know that Blessing has an amazingly small waist, yeah, I knew that, but Nick, he can kind of get it to look small in these gym selfies, but on the stage, from the front poses, it doesn't look this small. But on the side poses and when he twists his torso like this, it does look much smaller. So I'm guessing Blessing took this photo after a workout. I'm sure he had a pump. His arms look pumped and his chest, it was probably something like chest and bicep workout, I'm not sure. And Nick, he doesn't look pumped here. So I'm guessing Nick just saw a photo of Blessing and he decided to make this photo. Just went to the bathroom, took his shirt off, took the shorts if he wasn't wearing them, and he took a photo. I guess that's just what happened. So in this photo right here, yeah, I think Blessing looks way more impressive. But again, it's probably that he was super pumped and Nick wasn't. I don't know, maybe. And the lighting, I think Blessing has much better lighting. So until we see them both on the same stage under the same lighting with everything the same, we can't really make any conclusions, but we're doing this just for fun, of course. Relax, guys. And as far as the waist, I don't know. Who has better waist? Who has a smaller waist? I would say Blessing has more aesthetic waist, and his entire physique is more aesthetic. I'm guessing it's just the shape, the shape of his chest, the shape of his arms, the shoulder to waist ratio, I guess, whatever. I mean, the genetics are on Blessing's side. I think he has prettier physique. So if they actually competed in man's physique, I guess Blessing would be better. He does look more aesthetic. But if you talk about simply the size of the waist, it's close. I like Blessing's waist more, and maybe it's just the shape of the abs, maybe it's just the way it flows with the entire body. But if you talk about the size of the waist, from this angle, on these photos, I'm not sure. I can't really make up my mind. If you guys think something, tell me down below. Anyways, this was just a funny comparison. Of course, these two guys are not going to be competing in man's physique, but they will collide against each other in open division, of course, at the New York Pro soon. So I'm really excited to see how they compare one next to another. Alright, next we have son of Arnold Schwarzenegger's heir, who is actually kind of doing bodybuilding. He's training, he's hitting the gym regularly, and there was some talk that he wants to do a classic physique show in future. I don't know when. I don't know about any details. I haven't really heard anything recently. And he doesn't look like he's prepping, but hopefully we'll see him on stage one day. I'm not sure about his age right now, but I'm pretty sure he's older than Arnold was when he was 15. And I think this physique kind of resembles Arnold when he was, that young, like about 15 years of age. I'm sure you saw these photos of Arnold when he was 15, and surely you can notice the resemblance, the genetics. But this guy is probably not taking it too seriously, because I think he's like in his 20s. I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but I don't think he's 15. He's, I don't know, maybe close to 20, something like that. If you guys know, let me know down below. I couldn't find this information, but this is his physique right now, and I'm just happy to see him working out. I know he's not on drugs, he's not competitive bodybuilder yet. I know his plan is to do classic physique in the future, but I don't know when, or if he still wants to do that. Of course, it's his life. He doesn't need to do bodybuilding just because his father is a bodybuilding legend. It's up to him, of course. I personally wouldn't recommend anybody to do bodybuilding. I mean, to be a competitive bodybuilder, because it has a huge sacrifice. But if you love it, you will do it, no matter what. And I don't know if this guy has a passion for it, but he has a passion for training at least. The other sons of Arnold, they are completely out of this lifestyle and this industry. And this guy is kind of making his way in. And I love to see that. His name is Joseph Benya. I'm sure you already know about him. And I don't know, I hope to see him on stage one day. I hope he wants it, of course. I don't want him to do it just because he is his father's son because people expect him to do it. Of course, I just want him to do it if he's passionate about it, if he loves it. Again, if somebody is not into this, I do not wish him to get into it, but if somebody has a passion for it, and if it is a son of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm selfish. I would love to see this guy on stage. I would love to see his full potential because he is the son of Arnold. I don't know if he has as much potential as Arnold did, and I don't know how well would he do actually in classic physique. I don't know how old he is exactly right now. If he is like Arnold's age, then sure. If he's really driven, if he's older, then probably not. But then again, Arnold started using gear very young, so maybe once he starts doing it, maybe he'll respond like crazy. There are people who are responding really well to gear and some other people who are not really responding that well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. This is his physique right now. And yeah, he shows some potential. We'll see if he's gonna fulfill it to the max. Alright, next we have Dexter Jackson with another update, with another video of himself training. The last video we saw, it was himself leg pressing, and his arms seemed small. I mean, way smaller than what they used to be, and he had an amazing set of arms. But here in this shoulder pressing video, you can still see that he has decent arms, that he didn't lose all that size. So he downsized, he lost about 40 pounds. But even like this, he still looks very impressive, he looks like a bodybuilder. No, not like a classic physique competitor or somebody who lives occasionally, but more like a pro bodybuilder, like a pro open bodybuilder still. Yeah, he lost some size, but then again, he can get it back if he just wanted to. I don't know what gear is he using, but he doesn't look as big as he was, but still, he looks very impressive. So I'm really happy to see him actually being able to maintain a proper bodybuilding physique. And I know that he doesn't have to do that, of course, but being one of the greatest of all time, the winningest bodybuilding champion of all time, and actually being able to compete at the Mr. Olympia at 51 years of age and doing pretty well, and now when he's retired, being able to maintain a good looking physique, it kind of tells us something about him. It tells us how persistent he is, and also it tells us about how crazy his genetics are. So, I don't know, I can imagine him being 60 and still looking something like this. We'll see. This guy is an actual vampire, it seems. And again, here you can see that he didn't lose all that size. I mean, yeah, he lost 40 pounds, but he still looks absolutely amazing. Iain Valliere. I'm a huge fan of this guy. Not just as a bodybuilder, as a physique, but as a personality, because I watch him in Fouad Abiad's podcast very often, and I think he has a great personality. And he is an absolute beast. Look at this. This is 150s, and he did 20 reps with this. And then later he did 4 plates on a Smith machine presses. I'm going to show you that as well. So this guy is crazy strong, especially when it comes to presses. And he was 7th at the Mr. Olympia. He was 7th, 6th was Akim Williams, but then again, Akim Williams is not exactly unbeatable. So if Akim came a little bit off, Ian could have taken him out, because this guy is an absolute monster. Now, he lost against Hunter Labrada at the Tampa Pro, but he was way off. When he brought a good level of conditioning combined with good level of fullness, he destroyed almost everybody. I mean, only 6 guys he wasn't able to beat, but everybody else, yeah, he smashed all those guys. So he's one of the top bodybuilders. I don't know how many of you know about him. I'm sure you heard about him at least, but I'm a huge fan of his. Here you can see him doing some Smith machine squats, and this ankle mobility is just insane. How low can he actually squat? And his feet are just staying there on the ground. So I'm sure this is something he practiced before, and I don't know, maybe genetic actually, but whatever, he's a good squatter as well. I mean, this is very strong. This is 5 plates for 18, guys. That's heavy. That's heavy. And he recently only started doing gear actually in the off season. He took some time off of everything before he started new cycle. So now he's pushing everything to the max, and I'm pretty sure he's prepping for Toronto Pro, planning on winning it and then qualifying for the Mr. Olympia. And probably, I mean, he's hoping to make a leap this year, maybe get that 6th spot. He is a beast. Like, he has a lot of muscle. He's a freak, a lot of freaky body parts and a lot of freaky poses, but he has some gaps in his physique. I'm not gonna go over those in this video. I went over those in many other videos before when he was competing, but some of those weaknesses, still, I'm sure he can improve them, but they will never be super impressive. So I don't think he's ever gonna be like Mr. Olympia winning contender, like top 3 guy. Maybe like top 5, top 6 is probably gonna be his limit. I'm a huge fan of this guy, and I don't want to limit anybody by saying that they can't do something, so I'm sure he's gonna try and give his best anyways. It doesn't matter what I say, but it's just a prediction. I see he may be jumping 1 or 2 spots in the future, but not much more than that. Even though he's an absolute beast, I don't think his structure is good enough to be the Mr. Olympia winner. I don't see it. Anyways, this is him training super hard in the off season. I hope he's gonna make the necessary improvements and place higher, and hopefully one day prove me wrong and actually winning the Mr. Olympia or taking the top 3 or whatever. What do you guys think about Ian? What do you think his maximum potential is as far as the Mr. Olympia placings? Do you guys remember this bodybuilder right here, this thick bodybuilder next to Regan Grimes? Yeah, James Hollingshead. I don't know if you guys know about him, I'm sure you already do at this point, but this guy is qualified for the Mr. Olympia 2021, I mean, and he was also qualified for 2020 Mr. Olympia, but he decided to skip it. Partly because he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to travel to US, and partly because he wanted to make significant improvements for the next year's Mr. Olympia and come better. Because this guy, I mean, look at this. I mean, he absolutely destroyed Regan, who is a Mr. Olympia contender. So how well can James place? Can he beat Ian? And this guy is super devoted. I don't know many bodybuilders with this kind of devotion, with this kind of wish to improve. He reminds me of Ronnie Coleman with his mindset, or Dorian Yates, or Jay Cutler. He's really, really focused, really determined. And look at him right here in the off season. Like he got so big, so bubbly. I mean, he gained so much year after year. He's bigger and thicker, and he keeps improving day after day. So I can expect this guy to be a top 6 competitor at the Mr. Olympia. I'm sure he can battle against Ian and Kim and the other guys. I don't really see him beating guys like Hadi, Bonek, Brandon, Sean Roden, Big Ramy, the other top 5, top 6 guys. Maybe he can crack the top 6 if you include Akim there, but much more than that, not really this year. But then again, that would be an insane result if he cracked the top 6 in his first year's Mr. Olympia, especially in today's day and age. Stuff like that used to happen back in the 90s, like with Dorian, with Flex Wheeler, with Kevin Levrone, taking second spot the first year when they competed. But today it doesn't really happen anymore. And if this happened, if James took 6th, which is also, I mean, it's not second spot, but it's also crazy, that would be an insane achievement. What do you guys think? Do you think he has a potential to be top 6 at his first year's Mr. Olympia? That's gonna do it as far as the bodybuilding updates, and I just wanted to mention this, an interesting post that Official RX Muscle posted, and they say, 4 years ago, this weekend, Kai Green wins the 2016 Arnold Classic. And this year is not the same without Arnold Classic. This month, March, that was Arnold Classic month. And also months before that, I would make videos leading into the show. I would show you updates of bodybuilders. Now I'm showing you updates of New York pro competitors, a couple of them, but it's not the same as Arnold Classic, let's be honest. So this part of a year is not as exciting as it used to be, and it sucks. But guys, be patient. I mean, Arnold Classic is coming, Mr. Olympia is coming, Athleticon is coming, so many other great shows. Some of them later in the year, some of them next year. I'm sure things are going to get back to normal very soon. So just let's be patient and take a lesson out of all of this and learn to appreciate things while we have them. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. All the best, guys, and keep it old school.